what are our values? Our values are the things that really matter to us. So if I give you an example, I will talk about, the fact that one of my values is learning. And you can describe it in lots of different ways. I could say it's about growth. I could say it's about development. I could say it's about being challenged. But it's all sort of in that zone of, I know that I could not live my life, and that's the critical thing. I could not live my life if I wasn't learning, being challenged, growing, developing, as a continual thing. It gives me energy, it makes me feel good about myself. It's a key part of my identity. So that would be one of the examples in terms of values. If I pick maybe another one of my values, integrity. And again, a number of different words we might use, so integrity, honesty, trust, trustworthiness, that's another sense of a really, really important value to me. And I have to have that in my life. I need to feel like I can be honest, I can be myself. I need to feel like I can trust people in my life and that I am trusted by those people. And I need to have this sense of real integrity in what I do. So if we think about the word integrity, meaning about having integration. And so, one of the things that you can take from that is that, what I say and what I do are integrated. They're the same thing. I don't say one thing and do another, just as an example. And so hopefully you're getting a sense here of what values are. Values are things that, if we are, if we're put in if you think about it like this, if you're put in a situation where you are not able to live to those values, so maybe it could be that you are in a relationship with somebody that you do not trust or do not feel that they trust you, that is going to feel unhelpful to you is probably a good way of describing it. It's going to feel negative, it's going to feel unhelpful, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to make you feel quite stressed, actually. And so that could be a work relationship, it could be a personal relationship. If for example, again, we look at one of my values, if I wasn't able to be learning, developing, growing and being challenged, I'd actually get quite depressed. I would lose energy, I would be sad, I would be disappointed, I would be irritated, I might even get quite angry. A lot of emotions that, can be helpful at times, but actually too much of that can be unhelpful. And so, I can't go very long without doing something that's going to really challenge me, develop me, some aspect of learning, making me grow and so on. A good example is I wouldn't want to be on holiday, for example, for even more than a week and not maybe be visiting somewhere that I'm learning about, or reading a book on a beach which is developing me, or being challenged maybe in a conversation with somebody. I'd start to find that my energy gets zapped if I'm not able to live that particular value. And so that's a really good acid test of what's a value and what's not. And is whether or not, if you were not able to do that thing or be that thing or have that thing in your life for even a short period of time, would it affect you on an emotional well-being level? That's a really good way of thinking about it. So get to know your values. Getting to know your values is really important, because then you can get a better sense of identifying who, what sort of contexts and situations might potentially compromise those values for you. And when you get a sense of that, you need to take action.